Manchester City 0, Manchester United 2. Look, an explosive start to the game. No one saw it coming. I don't care who you are. You can't tell me that we fancied ourselves today against City before kickoff. You can't tell me that because I won't believe you. Now, as I said, explosive start for the first minimum 10 minutes at least. We were the better team by far. Maybe 15 minutes. Martial wins a penalty less than a minute into the game from a reckless challenge from Jesus. It wasn't violent or anything, it was just clumsy, but it was definitely a penalty for me. Martial done superbly well to win it, and Bruno stepped up to take the penalty, bottom left-hand corner or right-hand corner for the keeper, and Ederson actually got his hand to it, to be fair, and when he hit it, Bruno, I thought that's getting saved. And he did get his hand to it, but it had a little bit too much power and pace and accuracy for Ederson to get to it as much as he could have potentially. So great penalty from Bruno, but very well worked to win from Martial. Luke Shaw then put a right foot shot. This is about a minute later, maybe less than that. He found himself in the box. Right foot shot with Luke Shaw. It was kind of central at Ederson, so didn't have too much work to do and saved it, but could have been 2-0 up in less than 2 minutes. Like, crazy stuff. I couldn't quite believe my eyes, to be honest. Gundogan then had a straight shot at Henderson, but because it was straight at him, didn't have a lot to do. I thought the pressing off the ball from us, especially in the first 10 to 15 minutes, we did it in spells throughout the game, but that start of the game for the first 10 to 15, the pressing off the ball, the enthusiasm, the fight, is something that I've been calling for a long time, and a lot of you have as well. And that's one of the best performances I've seen for that period. And I just hope we can do that against more teams. I think they did it because it was a Manchester derby, but you want to see that sort of level of performance and effort week in, week out. I'm not saying it's easy to do, especially when you've got injuries, but I feel like sometimes they don't do it, and for reasons that probably aren't good enough. But today they showed up. Rashford had an effort, comfortable save for Ederson. From a Fred assist. It was a little bit far out, Rashford. It was creeping in on the right-hand bottom corner, but Ederson got to it comfortably. Didn't have a great deal of power on it. Pretty comfortable for Ederson. Gundogan then had a curler that went high and wide. Easily, Henderson would have had it covered. No threat. Zinchenko had a power shot, put his laces through it that Henderson saved. I think he punched it away, but good power on it, but a good reflex save from Henderson. I do think that through spells, we were very wasteful in the final third. Even though we won 2-0, we could have had at least 3 to 4 goals, in my opinion, possibly more. We was wasteful in the final third a few too many times for my liking. But look, we've got the result today, but just to make more of those chances, I feel like we need to be a little bit more concentrated and have a bit more tunnel vision and focus in them situations. A lot of it was Marcus Rashford, but it wasn't just him, it was other players as well. But I just think that that's something that we need to capitalise on a lot more. Second half, Rodri hit a crossbar from a Jesus. He laid it back to him and he hit the crossbar. Shaw then scored a beautiful goal. Can we just give a round of applause for Luke Shaw, just for a minute? Like, his first ever away goal, I believe, in the Premiership. And the guy deserves it. All the stuff he's been through, the media criticism, all the stuff that happened with Mourinho, not backing him when Mourinho was there, he wasn't backing Luke, and he's been through a lot. And I feel like this year he's been our most consistent player other than Bruno, but probably more consistent than Bruno when you count it on game to game. Bruno gets a lot of the headlines because of the goals and the stats and that, but Luke does a lot of stuff that goes unnoticed as well. But I notice a lot of it. So Luke Shaw, I'm so happy for him that he got a goal. Passed it into the bottom right hand corner. No power on it. Didn't need to. It was all technique. Ederson was rooted to the spot and just watched it hit the side netting. So a beautiful goal technique wise from Luke Shaw, and I'm so pleased for him. Rashford, sloppy with the ball retention, man. He got the assist for the Luke Shaw goal, but it's a simple little ball to him, do you know what I mean? Any player could give that assist. And his ball retention is shocking for me. It really is. As I said, he has world-class moments, but not enough, anywhere near enough. He went off injured. people are going to give him a higher rating for this game because he got that assist, and I think that's bullshit. I really do. We can't just give players high ratings because maybe I'm guilty of doing it in the past, but I'm trying not to. And I'm not falling for it with this. Like, he got the assist, yes, for one of the goals, but I thought he had a poor game again. So he's so sloppy with the ball retention. Even a lot of the time, it's not even under pressure and he loses it. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, you're so much better than that, but he doesn't show it enough. So I need to see more from him. Martial, I thought was superb tonight. Coming deep a lot of the time. He'd either lay the ball off to a midfielder or a defender, or he'd turn and run and dribble and keep the ball. This is like the opposite of what Rashford does. And you can see the quality and the difference of ball retention. And Martial did it superbly tonight, and I'm pleased for him because I've been giving Martial criticism as well recently, as a lot of people have, and I think it's been deserved. But tonight I thought he was outstanding. I wish he would have got a goal, but I think his overall play was superb. Saying that, he did have one golden opportunity. It was too central, straight at Ederson. And he has to score for me. So, look, he had a fantastic game, but he should have had a goal as well. He deserved the goal, but do you know what I mean? You have to score. So, Foden come on as a sub, put a shot narrowly wide on the turn. He kind of sliced it, but a little bit. I'm surprised Foden didn't start this game. So, I think if he'd have started, it would have been a bit more interesting for City. But luckily for us, he didn't. So, he had like I said, he sliced it on the turn. But it wasn't too far wide. Sterling then missed a sitter, to be honest. Kyle Walker put a cross into the box. And it's one of them ones where he tried to volley it, I think, as it's about to hit the ground. And it just goes under his foot. Takes his eye off it a bit. It's a sitter for me. And he missed it. But, do you know what I mean? I'm taking it. Because they could have got back in the game. So, he missed the sitter. And for us, we'll take it. So, 2-0. Player ratings. Henderson, I'd give a 6-2. I think he had a couple like he fisted that Zinchenko power shot away. But a lot of the stuff he had to do was routine. But I'd give him just above average with a 6. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, look, as far as the back four go, I'm giving all of them an 8. You could argue Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Shaw were maybe slightly better than Lindelof and Maguire. But I'm going to give them all an 8 because I thought Aaron Wan-Bissaka doesn't offer anything going forward. I think he's been getting better at that. But he didn't at all in this game. But defensively, I'd give him an 8 just on the defensive duties. So Lindelof and Maguire maybe lost their men a few times, but not enough to create major mayhem. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like overall they had solid games. So I'm going to give all the back four an 8. And Luke Shaw possibly could get slightly higher than that with a 9 if you're going off the goal. So all the back four for me get an 8. Fred and McTominay, I'd give both an average 2. I think Fred was a bit better tonight than I've been giving him recently. Passing was still atrocious at times. But I think he did a bit better overall. Tackling, position. And yeah, I just think he was slightly better than I have seen him for a few weeks. So I'd give him an average, and McTominay also I would give an average 2. Dan James, I thought was lively again, pressing off the ball, superb. It's his final end product though, it's the problem. But I do think that he was better than Rashford on the wing. Do you know what I mean? So I think that he deserved to start, and I don't think he was terrible. I just think he needs to work on that final product, and I thought he had an okay game tonight, so I'd give him just above average with a 6. Bruno, I'd give an average 2. Obviously, he scored the penalty. But I felt that he had a very ineffective game. His effort was there as always. Leadership was there. But I just didn't see him involved in the game too much. So for me, it was a bit more of a quiet game for him. A lot of work off the ball, but in terms of I'm thinking more on the ball, I thought he had a very quiet game. So yes, he dispatched the penalty, but I would still give him an average for overall play. So an average for Bruno. Rashford, I would give a 4 to. I think, as I said, the ball retention is a major thing for me. Putting pressure on your defenders and other players around you, your other midfielders, and even the strikers at times, especially when you're losing it with no pressure. And he does that far too much for me. So Rashford, I thought, was our worst player today. He gets a 4. Martial, I thought, was superb today. As I said, he came deep a lot, dropped. laid the ball off for other players, and then turned and done dribbles on his own as well to get up the pitch and give others a chance to just sprint up while he's got the ball and play others into play as well. So we haven't seen that side of Martial for a few games now, I don't think. And I just think his overall gameplay was a lot better tonight, and he should have had a goal though, that's the only thing. And then Greenwood and Matic were both subs. I'd give Greenwood a 6. I thought he'd done his defensive duties again very well when he come on. Didn't really see a lot of the ball. Defensively switched on and tracking back a lot and doing his work on the defensive side, which I like to see. And I think that's something that he's improved on that I don't think everyone's picking up on. So Greenwood gets just above an average with a 6. And Matic I give a 5 to. He had about 10 minutes, I believe. Just steadied the ship as he comes on. Got that experience, the calmness. And it's not a big deal for him when he comes on. A lot of maybe younger players would come on and panic, but you get the opposite with Matic. For me, I was unhappy he didn't start this game. I think we would have had at least the same result if he'd have played instead of Fred, but possibly a better result. So I'd give Matic an average, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tonight for me gets a 10. I'm giving him full marks, a 10. Tactics spot on. Substitutions you could argue could have been earlier, other than the Greenwood one. He's give the players directions. He's give the players is what he wanted them to do tonight, and they've done it against a lot of pressure that myself put on them and other people would have tonight after that horrible Crystal Palace result. And they had to answer a lot of critics today, and they did it. So, look, he's not going to get sacked anytime soon anyway. I don't think he's the man going forward long term for us for trophies and such. But for now, I think he's doing an okay job. It's no good getting these results and then we play, I don't know, like a cup game or something, and we get knocked out or we lose to Burnley or something. Do you know what I mean? Look, Burnley, maybe that's not a great example because they've been doing quite good recently, but do you know what I mean? Man City are a quality side and they weren't at it today, but we took advantage of that. But it's no good us doing that and then losing these, going out in Europa League to AC Milan now and things like that. So we have to kick on from here. Hopefully we do. But he gets a 10 for me tonight, so well done to Ole. Man of the match for me. It could have been any of the defence for me or Martial. I'm going to give it to Martial. He's had a lot of criticism lately, a lot of pressure. Should have got a goal tonight, I do think. I'm going to say that. He really should have scored. But despite that, I thought he had an awesome game overall, bringing others into the play, holding the ball up, dropping deep, laying it off, turning and dribbling up the pitch himself as well. I thought he was fantastic tonight. So Martial gets my man of the match. Hope you enjoyed the game, guys. I'm buzzing. So look, I didn't expect this at all today. As I said, I felt like a draw would have felt like a win. So it's amazing. So 2-0 Manchester United. Look, it's a shame that they've already won the league, City, and the points are that much difference. But look, it proves that we've got something to build on, and we can definitely do that. So I'll catch you on the next game, guys.